Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Project Ozone 3. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we started getting into Embers. I know, one of everybody's favorite mod out there. But yeah, we got into Embers, and we started looking at getting ourselves Dawnstone. Now, I was kind of looking at the quest book here to see what else we had left to do. We never claimed the reward for doing this. We'll claim that now. Getting the asbestos is one. We need to do the ash, so we need to do the cinder plinth and this stuff. But anyway, what I was kind of looking at was like this copper capacity, and it said the ancient codex will have all the information you need. So the ancient codex is the book for Embers, right? So this book here, and I thought this was kind of cool. It's got like sounds and stuff when you move your mouse around. The only section we have available here is this first one, and yeah, the animations are really nice with this as well. So it gives you some information about ores, the Kammonite stuff. This is corrosive vents. I don't really think we... Wait, the caves are not only filled with minerals rich... Well, we don't have caves, so I don't know if that's even going to be useful. And this is talking about the golems or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I was kind of looking here. It says that this needs Dawnstone. Well, I don't really know how to get this Dawnstone. Do you craft it with Dawnstone? This is something I don't recall ever having to do before. So Dawnstone, if we take one of those, do I just have to have it in my inventory and click on it? No, it doesn't appear that's the case. So let's try crafting them together maybe. Okay, that doesn't appear to work. Do I have to have it in my hand and then pick it up? Needs Dawnstone. I really don't understand what I'm supposed to do as far as giving it Dawnstone. Is it like, it says needs Ember Activator. Do I have to have an Ember Activator in my inventory first before it unlocks the Dawnstone one? That might be something. Yeah, because I honestly don't understand what's going on. So Ember Activator, maybe I can just right click it on there. Nope. Let's break this. Oh, it breaks everything. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo all of that. Now that that's in my inventory, if I do this, still needs Ember Activator, needs Dawnstone, Wildfire Core. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this book. I was trying to find out more information. Right? Oh, okay, there's this thing. Right-click entries to mark them as checkmark complete. Categories are open as soon as you complete entries. Oh, well, how do I mark? Right-clicking. I have to right-click each one of these. Oh, I get it now. I get it. I think this has been updated since I last played around with this. I assumed this stuff would just auto-update for doing these different things. So Tinker Hammer we've done. The atmospheric gauge we've already made. We've checked out the pipes. Guys, we just learned something together. This is amazing. So Tinker's Lens is something we have not done. And dials, I think we actually have a quest for that. Back here. Yeah, we had this dials one. So it wants us to make an ember dial and a fluid dial. I think the ember dial you can use on the laser thing for the alchemy table or whatever that's called. And that tells you like how much ember you have in the laser thing. If I remember right. Anyway, let's go ahead and make these things then. Man, yeah, I feel pretty dumb not knowing that's how that was made. But I've never done that before. And the fact that it's like kind of hidden down here. I never even saw this icon before. The fact that it's hidden down there didn't help much either. Anyway, so ember dial, fluid dial. So this one requires us to have an iron plate and the other one requires us to have a copper plate. Well, both of those are pretty easy to do. Copper and iron. Okay. And then oh yeah, right. We need to put this in the factorizer and then we split. Okay, so now we got our ingots. And we need to get ourselves the hammer. I can't wait until we get ourselves power and things that will make plates so we don't have to keep using this table. We'll get there eventually. I'm in no rush to like speed through the early game stuff. I kind of want to take this all in and go through the quests and these kind of things. So it's all good. So redstone, we need 2 of these redstones. We need paper. We need 2 of these. And now we should be able to make each one of these different dials here. So there is a fluid dial and an ember dial. Okay, so now we got both of those done. Quest complete. We can claim that reward. That feels good. Okay, so if we go back to the ancient codex, this actually wanted us to do this as well by right-clicking on this one. Oh, and that doesn't lead off to any other paths. Okay. Now the pipes. Oh, interesting. Transportation. Okay, I'm gonna mark that complete because I'm pretty sure we've done that before. Now we haven't made the bin. We talked about that before, and I think, yeah, item vacuum, item dropper. We made this one already. Item transfer. I don't know what that item is. And then fluid vessel. Is that a tank? I don't know if I knew that there was a tank before, but anyway. Yeah, it looks like Embers book itself wants us to go through and make all these things along with our quest book as well. I mean, I guess we could come in here and just kind of mark all these things complete, right? Like, we don't technically have to do this. This is just letting us get through the book. So if we have all that complete, we cannot mark this one complete because I guess that's a category. It's interesting. And then we can mark that complete, this complete, and what is this one? Crystallized Ember. And this gets us to Ember Activator, Mini Boiler, Pressure Refinery. Okay, so these are things that I don't know about. I should probably go back and read these, but I'm just kind of interested. So now this one, okay, so needs Ember Activator is done. So I guess if we go through all this, it'll tell us how to get to Dawnstone, which we've already done. Okay, well, I tell you what, I'm going to play with this Ancient Codex off camera here, do a little bit of reading, try and figure out what we need to do, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm looking at some of these items from the Embers mod, items that I've never really used before or knew about. I don't know if they're new to the mod, or if I've just never seen them before, but a Tinker's Lens, this is in the book. This allows you, if you're holding it in either hand apparently, to look at a Embers machine and get more information about the block and the face that you're looking at. So in this case, this one accepts items, and it you can extract fluids from it, right? And it also accepts a machine accessor slot. I'm not sure what that means, but down here you can see if we're looking at this one, it accepts Ember, and it has a machine accessor slot. The mixer centrifuge, this is one that's always confusing to me, like which side do you put fluid in, which side do you extract fluid? So yeah, you can see with this thing that the fluid goes into the bottom, and that the fluid gets extracted from the top, and that's where Ember gets put in as well. So this is actually kind of useful for somebody who doesn't use Embers a lot if you're trying to use it. I went ahead and I did make this bin. We talked about this before. So when the stamper stamps that there's a bin underneath, it'll automatically collect whatever is being stamped as long as it's all the same item. This is like a hopper, except it only holds one of the same type of item. Or I'm sorry, up to a stack of the same type of item. Yeah, it doesn't have 5 slots. It only has the one as far as I know. But yeah, another thing I just discovered was this automatic breaker from Embers. Well, this lens, let's take a look at that. Or wrong one, this one. Yeah, the lens is just some lead, glass, and iron, really not that bad. And this automatic breaker, this is, again, some iron and some lead. Redstone, one piece of redstone. So you can place this down, and this breaks any block that's in front of it. Right, so you can place this in front of it, and it breaks it instantly. I haven't tried if it breaks stone, if it gives you stone. That might be interesting to check out. If it like soak touches, I don't know if it does or doesn't. No, okay, so it breaks, but it breaks not soak touch. Another thing I was checking out is, does it break obsidian? And if it does, how fast does it break it? Instant break. Dude, this is so good. And another thing I was testing, I didn't try this hammer. Yeah, that doesn't seem to do anything. You can right click it with the crescent hammer though, or I guess any other type of compatible wrench, and you can turn it. If you face it downwards, it will break the block underneath it though. So be aware of that. But yeah, this thing is really cool. I like this. I'm not sure if we're going to get much use out of it, but just something that's inexpensive that breaks obsidian like that? Yeah, that is awesome. Let me go ahead and replace that piece of cobblestone that it broke out and sent into the void. Yeah, so just kind of going through the Ancient Codex here and looking at these different items. I'm not really making every single one of these things, but I am kind of like just looking at them, especially ones I don't know what they do. I'm pretty sure over here on the first page, we saw some things that I didn't really know much about. Like this guy right here, this is measuring cups. And it says, alchemy is very menial and thankless work. Ash needs to be precisely measured or the valuable components will be incinerated. Hopefully this device will help with doing just that when attached to 2 containers. The top half of the scales and the bottom half will, 2 containers attached to the top half of the scales. The bottom half will emit a redstone signal in the direction counterclockwise to the heavier container. Now, I'm not really sure how this works just by reading that. Like, I don't really understand what it's saying there. Obviously, it's measuring and it's talking about whichever is heavier and this and that. But, like, if that works pretty good with, like, that laser thing that I was talking about earlier, that'll be really awesome. And I would like to check that out. But anyway, I'm just going to continue on poking through this. I'll probably end up making this copper cell since we have a quest for that. My game crashed a little bit ago. Or I didn't crash, actually. It kicked me for flying. I jumped and I went to go sleep in the bed and it said that I was flying. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and continue to go through this and see if I can find anything else cool and just kind of knock out some of these earlier quests or these early ones. Yep, let me do that and we'll continue on, guys. So I've been spending a bunch of time going through the book here, looking at all the different items and reading the dialogue and things like that. Some of the items I have checked off, things that I, understand and that are known to me. And some of them I have left unchecked because, well, we're probably not going to use them or I want to look at them later. So there's like clockwork tools or staves. There's this blazing ray, which looks like a gun that you can break blocks or hurt enemies with. Embers ejector. This is like an upgraded version of the emitter or the receptor. I don't remember. Anyway, there's like a few things in there that I want to go back and look at here. But yeah, I did make some other items. So I've made a reservoir, and with the reservoir, you can also use a Kammonite ring. So the reservoir, I do believe, holds a decent amount of fluid by itself. Like this is a fluid tank. Actually, can we use this thing to see more information about this? Okay, so if I look at the center block, you can see it accepts fluids. You can put fluids in and take fluids out. It doesn't tell us how much it holds. But I do believe the Kammonite ring adds an additional, I want to say 40 buckets to this thing. So this is a multi-block structure, and you can make this ring, you can keep adding those blocks higher and higher to increase the storage capacity of this thing. But the one thing is like the Ember borer, you can only put fluids in and take fluids out from this bottom center block. So really what you're going to want to do is make the interface thing like we made for the Ember borer, place that underneath and place this on top. And then you have a place to extract from the tank itself. Yeah, because really you can only extract from the bottom. And they'll give you faces to like push items in, take fluids out, etc. So I thought this thing was kind of interesting. I'm not sure if that's going to be useful or not, but it's something I haven't messed with before in the Embers mod. The copper cell, I think I've used this before. This is a way that you can store Ember. Apparently, well, I think it said when I'm holding it how much it stores, right? Yeah, it holds 24,000 Ember, and it says that it retains the Ember when you break the block. So that's kind of cool. In the book, it said that there was another item here. I don't remember which page it was. There's another item that holds yet even more Ember. I think it was this one, the crystal cell. So this holds mass storage of Ember. Yeah, then this thing right here, the whatever this item was called, the Ember ejector, works with it, I guess. Anyway, so we can put that away. There's this pressure refinery that we had to make for a quest. I went ahead and I made, this refined pressure. It says the ancient codex will have all the information you need. So we need to go into the ancient codex to take a look at that. Refiner. Again, type into this book, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I'm not sure what this is for. I thought this was like some kind of a search, but apparently it's not. So was it the very first page? It might be this one. Yeah, pressure refinery. So this says steam chamber. While the activator can refine crystalline ember, it produces only a modest amount. So this is the activator over here. We put in the ember and it burns it, and then the ember comes out of these activator things. The pressure refinery is a means of getting much higher yields per crystal. It requires both water and ember to be pumped into it, resulting in a default 1.5 time yield, so 50% more from placing or from the activator. However, if placed on a metal block with lava or fire around it, it can reach up to 3 time yield depending on how many hot blocks there are around the base. So I assume what this says is you put a steam chamber on top of like a copper block and then put lava in all 8 blocks around that copper block. I think that's what that's saying. And then you can get 3 times the amount of ember, I think. Again, like I can read it and I understand what it's saying, but in practice it might be different. So this might be something we take a look at. I don't really know. I do know that it does require like a pressure chamber, I believe. This thing right here, piggyback for explosion, ember is highly... it would be a shame to let the heat by attaching a pressure vessel. You can... Oh, maybe this is different. This is a way... yeah, again, like I haven't messed with these things, so it's kind of hard for me to understand what all's going on. But yeah, we might take a look at this pressure refinery thing as a way to increase our yield. We also made this cinder plinth. This thing is pretty much... We need to make a bin for it. But yeah, this thing you can put in any item, and then when powered with ember, it'll start burning the items that are in there, and it'll produce ash. That's its whole purpose. Now, another thing that I thought was kind of interesting. This is the way I've always made ash for embers, but in this book, there was a thing talking about baubles. Yeah, right here, this bauble section. There is an ashen amulet. Turning things to ash is certainly a display of power. Not very well thought out power, but power that rests in the amulet regardless. When a creature is slain or a block is broken while wearing the amulet, it will instantly be turned to ash and drop nothing but ash. So what this is telling me is I can wear this amulet, go to the nether, vein mine all sorts of netherrack, and to have that turned into ash. I think that's what that's saying. Embers. Let's take a look at the ashen amulet. So this is 2 archaic brick, ash pile, and some leather. Like, I want to make this thing and check this out because we are going to be having to make some of these recipes that require ash, and I'd rather do it this way if this is, in fact, the way we do it. So, archaic brick. We only have 1. Oh, no. I think it said that there's a way that we can craft this. We'll have to take a look. And then we need an ash pile, which we don't have. So let's make another bin. That's just 7 iron, I do believe. All right, so we will get 7 iron. We need the hammer. Oh, it's right here. That and that. Okay, so we will make ourselves yet one more bin. There we go. That goes underneath the cinder plinth. And then we need to get ourselves an ember receptor and hook that up. Yeah, this is just the thing. In order for us to do this, and then we're not going to use this anymore if we don't have to. I'm going to go ahead and steal the ember receptor from here. Okay, and I think that just goes on like that. Pretty sure. And then we have the tinker hammer in here. So I was using this front one, I do believe, for that. Okay, and then we just put stuff in there, and we have to give this thing ember. So I'm going to turn off these other ones, because I don't want ember going to waste, going other places. And then we'll grab something like, I don't know, what's cobblestone probably? I was going to use dirt, but we have way more cobblestone than anything else. And then we're going to need some ember for fuel, so let's grab that. Cobblestone. All right, so I'll just throw the cobblestone in there like so, and I don't know how many of these we need. I'll just put like 3 of those in there, and hopefully things are going to work. Okay, so you can see that smoking, and I already have ash. Awesome. All right, so that's all we need to do. Then I guess we need the archaic brick as well. So ember, ashen necklace thing. Let's bookmark this so we know what we're doing here. So the recipe, yeah, so this is another thing. So I guess we can make this. But here's the deal. it does require 4 to 8 ash, which means it could only use 4 ash. It could use 8 ash. But essentially what's going to happen is we're going to mess up the very first time. We can try 6, and it's going to tell us the difference. And if we were wrong, it wasn't 6, we lose everything, including the archaic brick. We only get one shot at this. So yeah, but once we know that recipe, we can make more. So that's going to be kind of cool. So I also did set up this beam cannon, the exchange tablet, and the alchemy pedestal. The alchemy pedestal is the one that you put the ash in. And then we have another quest set up over here for making these aspectus. Now, some recipes require different aspectus and different amounts of ash. So yeah, you put the aspectus on this pedestal here, and you fill it with ash with the amount that's required for the recipe. And that has to be within range of the exchange tablet where you set the recipe. And then you fire this beam cannon at this thing. It's kind of an involved process here a little bit. Then let's go ahead and start getting this set up, I suppose. So we want to do shift right click, or is it the other way? Yeah, shift right click on here and then right click onto here. The beam cannon starts looking over this way. And then we can also put this ember dial on this. This is the laser thing I was talking about earlier. So we can right click that on there. And now it'll tell us how much ember is in this machine. I think it has to have 400 ember. I think it's 400 before it'll fire. I could be wrong on that number. Maybe it's 1,000. Maybe it's full 2,000. It's been a little bit of time since I last did this. But I do believe that needs a redstone signal in order to fire as well. But yeah, we are going to need to get ourselves another ember receptor, and we need more ember going over into this. So how much ash did we end up with? 29. All right, so I'll go ahead and remove this, and I'm going to put this one over here, since we're probably not going to be using this for much longer. So now I need to do a shift right click on here, right click on there, and then put more ember shards into this thing. I'll put 8 in there. So all of that ember should end up over here. We do need to get this recipe set up. Yeah, and then I'm also gonna need, let's stop this. I don't want to fill this up too much. The problem is with this thing, if you fill it up all the way to 2,000 and you let it go, it uses all 2,000. If you set it to 400 and let it go, it only uses the 400. So I don't really want to waste that much on the first go, because we'll probably have enough stored up in our ember thing here to do a second go on that. Okay, so what we want to do at this point, let's see, we were trying to make more of the archaic bricks. So we need 2 soul sand, 2 clay, 2 soul sand, 2 clay, which we have, perfect. And the other thing was just the archaic brick, and between 4 and 8, so we're gonna need 6 of those. Did we need an aspect on that as well? Yes, we need dawnstone. Okay, so we do have to make that dawnstone aspectus before we can give this a go here. So let's do clay, clay, archaic brick. What is making that sound? Oh, has this always made that sound, or is that new? That might be new. So soul sand. Soul sand, yeah, but before we can do this, we have to put in the 6 ash, and then we need the aspectus. So the dawnstone one, let's take a look at this guy. So that requires us to have molten dawnstone, 200 millibuckets. So we need essentially 2 ingots of dawnstone melted and put onto one of those ember shards. So how much dawnstone do we have? 8, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that going over here in our smeltery, and we'll continue on. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I made all of the aspectus, so we have that final quest complete here. So everything on the gamma, on the ember section, is completed. So that's 30 more RAK for us. Okay, cool. So we have our recipe set up here, and then we have the 6 ash in here. So let's put our dawnstone aspectus right on the top. Yeah, so we should be good. I think all we gotta do is just do this lever, and if things are correct, we will get 5, and if not, which they weren't, we get this thing. So the alchemical waste, if you look at it, dawnstone inaccuracy 2. So that means it either costs 4 or it costs 8. Oh boy. So now it's another 50-50. I thought I was going to be clever by starting in the center. I guess we should have started at the bottom end. And if we were wrong, we would have known how far away we are and to go up. Yeah, that's my mistake. Well, I'm going to assume it's going to be the 8. So I'm going to put 8 in there for the next one. I have to go hunt another golem. Yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, I do have to go hunt another golem here. That's the other aspectus that I got from the smeltery. In fact, I should probably just put everything away for now because... Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to go hunt myself down a golem, get some more of those archaic bricks, and we'll be right back, guys. So back at the hunting dimension, I was able to kill another golem, and he dropped 9. So that was pretty good. But yeah, we're going to try this recipe again. We have 8 of the ash inside here, and we have enough of the ember. So let's give that a go. Hopefully 8 is the right answer. Otherwise, it's going to be 4. Yeah, 8 is the right answer. So we currently have 8, and now we have 13. So that was an additional... Well, I guess we had to put more in the recipe. So you can make 4 of them. So I guess 2 clay and then 2 soul sand makes 4 archaic brick if you want to do it this way. So that's kind of good to know, I suppose. Okay, so now that we have the archaic brick, we should be able to make ourselves this ash pendant thing. What's it called? Ashen amulet. So now that we have that, let's do this. And I do want to see if breaking a block does in fact drop ash while having this equipped. Oops. Where does that go? It does say bauble amulet slot. Oh, I guess right here. Okay, so if we break this, oh yeah, check that out. So we get ourselves ash. So that's interesting. So we can place down a whole lot of cobblestone and get ash that way. Or like I said, we can go into the nether and vein mine a whole bunch of netherrack, which I wouldn't mind trying out just to kind of see how that's going to work for us. But yeah, we could vein mine a whole bunch and get the ash that way, which could be kind of cool. So let's head over to the nether real quick. And hopefully we don't have any monsters here that are going to kill us right away. Our armor should be okay-ish at this point where I don't think we're going to die immediately, but I definitely don't want to run into one of those brutes again and kind of find out. But yeah, now that we have this, we should... Yeah, I guess another thing I do want to find out is... Okay, monsters up here. Oh, boy. Yeah, this... What is that thing? Yeah, this is not safe at all. Spore creepers, whites. Okay, so that turns to ash. Yeah, get away. I don't have my bow ready. Yeah, I don't really want to see how much explosion damage those guys do. But sure enough, it looks like their animation is different. And it said that they should be turning into ash. Yeah, I'm not so sure about going up there anymore. Okay, let's do excavator shape 1x2. Let's go this way. And let's just do a 1x2 hole and see what happens. Okay. And yeah, sure enough, we have a lot. Oh. What? I'm so confused. Why did that creeper explode up there? I don't know. Do they not like the pigmen? Well, anyway, we vein mined all the way down there and we got a whole lot of ash. So yes, that is very awesome. I don't know what these creepers are doing. Those things are weird. I don't really understand how they work. And I'm not sure I really care to understand how they work. But yeah, so we don't need to use a cinder plinth. That is the main thing. We don't need to use that anymore in order for us to get ash, which is going to be very fantastic, depending on how much ember is required in this mod pack. But it is important that we take that ashen amulet off and not accidentally vein mine things that are going to be important to us with that on, or I guess mine any block in general, because that could be really terrible. Yeah, so this will only keep equipped when we specifically want to get ourselves ash for doing some alchemy stuff. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Project Ozone 3. Yeah, checking out some of the ember things, making some progress here. Yeah, some of these items in the Embers mod is actually pretty interesting things. I don't know if they were just added in the Embers Rekindled mod or if they've been in Embers for a while, but Anyway, it was kind of cool to check out. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.